Good morning. We're starting today with a developing story that has captured headlines nationwide. It involves allegations of serious misconduct against a prominent figure in the world of professional sports. A civil lawsuit has been filed against Maxwell Hairston. The lawsuit was officially lodged with the court yesterday, setting in motion what promises to be a complex and closely watched legal battle. Maxwell Hairston, a first-round NFL draft pick for the Buffalo Bills, is facing serious accusations that could potentially derail his promising career. He was celebrated just months ago as a rising star. The suit was filed by Rebecca Hendryx, who accuses him of sexual assault, alleging a deeply troubling incident that has now come to light through formal legal channels. The alleged incident occurred in March 2021, according to the plaintiff's statement, marking a specific point in time that will undoubtedly be scrutinized as the case progresses. At the time of the alleged assault, both were students at the University of Kentucky, a detail that adds another layer of complexity to the narrative, raising questions about the environment and context in which this all unfolded. This case raises questions about university responsibility, specifically regarding the safety and well-being of its students, and the measures in place to address such serious allegations. It also brings into focus the NFL's conduct policy, and how the league handles accusations against its players, particularly those involving off-field behavior and potential violations of the law, and fundamentally, how the legal system addresses such allegations, balancing the rights of the accused with the need to provide justice and support for the alleged victim. The lawsuit seeks compensatory and punitive damages for harm Hendryx claims she suffered, aiming to provide financial redress for the alleged trauma and hold the defendant accountable for his actions. Her attorneys emphasize that no one is above the law, regardless of fame or athletic success, underscoring the principle of equal justice under the law and the importance of accountability. Maxwell Hairston will have the opportunity to respond, to present his side of the story and defend himself against these very serious accusations in a court of law. He will do so through the legal process, which is designed to ensure fairness and impartiality as the facts are gathered and examined. The case is in its early stages, with many facts still unknown and a great deal of investigation and discovery yet to take place before a clearer picture emerges. We'll examine the claims, looking closely at the details presented in the lawsuit and any supporting evidence that comes to light. We will also analyze the university's response and what actions, if any, were taken by the institution following the alleged incident. And we'll delve into the NFL's position, exploring how the league's policies apply in this situation and what steps they might take in light of these allegations. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates and analysis as this case unfolds, providing comprehensive coverage every step of the way. The lawsuit filed against DJ Hairston meticulously details Rebecca Hendryx's account of the alleged assault. It lays out the timeline of events, the specific actions that are claimed to have occurred, and the immediate aftermath as experienced by Hendryx. Both Hendryx and Hairston were students and, according to the lawsuit, lived in the same University of Kentucky dorm in early 2021. This proximity is a key element, establishing the context in which the alleged events unfolded. The suit emphasizes the shared living space to highlight the unexpected and unwanted nature of the encounter. The suit alleges that Hairston entered Hendryx's room uninvited, a point of contention that the legal proceedings will likely focus on. The lawsuit further claims that he followed her into the room after she explicitly declined his invitation, making her lack of consent unequivocally clear. It states that he then sexually assaulted her despite her clear and repeated refusals, detailing the alleged non-consensual acts. Hendryx's legal team asserts that the incident caused her lasting trauma, leading to significant emotional and psychological distress. They argue that the impact of the alleged assault has had a profound and enduring effect on her life. The severity of the alleged trauma, according to the lawsuit, prompted her to transfer schools in an effort to escape the environment where the incident occurred and begin to heal. The lawsuit seeks damages, aiming to provide Hendryx with financial compensation for the harm she allegedly suffered as a result of the sexual assault. The suit also seeks compensation for the significant emotional distress she has allegedly endured, including anxiety, depression, and other psychological effects. It's important to remember that this is a civil case, not a criminal one. a crucial distinction in understanding the legal proceedings. This means that the primary goal is to seek financial compensation for the alleged damages, rather than to impose a jail sentence or criminal penalties. It is essential to recognize that these are, at this stage, allegations. They are claims made in a legal document that must be proven in court. DJ Hairston has not been criminally charged in connection with this incident, meaning that no criminal charges have been filed against him. The legal process will provide an opportunity for both sides, Hendryx and Hairston, to present their respective evidence, arguments, and witnesses. The specific details outlined in the lawsuit form the foundation of what promises to be a high-stakes and closely watched legal battle. Ultimately, the outcome of the case will depend on the evidence presented and what is proven to be true in a court of law. The case underscores the seriousness of the allegations of sexual assault and the potential impact on both parties involved, highlighting the complexities of such legal proceedings. Let's look at the timeline. The alleged assault happened in March 2021 at a University of Kentucky dorm. Hendryx reported the incident to police within hours and underwent a SANE exam at a hospital. The university launched a Title IX investigation, which we'll discuss shortly. Meanwhile, Hairston's football career advanced. He became a standout player and was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in 2025. Hendryx filed the civil lawsuit on July 1, 2025, making the allegations public. Just weeks earlier, Hairston signed a 4-year, $15 million contract with the Bills. The timing of the lawsuit, following his professional milestone, has drawn intense public and media scrutiny. The case is now unfolding in the public eye. The University of Kentucky responded to the allegations through its Title IX process. Title IX requires schools to investigate claims of sexual misconduct. The university confirmed it conducted a formal investigation into Hairston. After review, Hairston was not found responsible for violating university policy. Title IX investigations use different standards than courts and are administrative, not criminal. The university is not a party to the civil lawsuit and declined further comment. They emphasized that all sexual assault allegations are taken seriously and investigated thoroughly. The Title IX outcome does not prevent Hendryx from seeking remedies in civil court. University findings and civil court outcomes can differ, as each uses its own procedures. This adds complexity to the case and highlights the limits of campus investigations. Law enforcement's role is a key point of contention. Hendryx's lawsuit states she reported the assault to police and underwent a SANE exam. Her lawyers have not released police or university documents citing ongoing litigation. The Lexington Police Department says it has no record of a report matching these allegations. This discrepancy raises questions about what was reported and how it was documented. The truth may emerge during the lawsuit's discovery phase, when both sides exchange evidence. For now, the existence and content of a police report remain unresolved. In the realm of law, it's crucial to understand the different paths a case can take. It's important to distinguish between civil and criminal cases. These two categories represent fundamentally different approaches to resolving disputes and addressing wrongdoing. Hendryx's action is a civil lawsuit, meaning it's a private dispute between individuals or entities. In this case, Hendryx is seeking financial compensation for alleged harm caused by Hairston's actions. The goal is to make Hendryx whole again, at least financially, for the damages suffered. Criminal cases, on the other hand, are brought by the government, acting on behalf of society as a whole. These cases involve violations of criminal laws and can result in jail time, fines, or other penalties designed to punish the offender and deter future crime. As it stands, no criminal charges have been filed against Hairston in connection with this matter. This doesn't necessarily mean that criminal charges won't be filed in the future, but for now, the focus is on the civil lawsuit. One of the key differences between civil and criminal cases lies in the burden of proof. The burden of proof is lower in civil cases. In a civil case, plaintiffs must show it's more likely than not, often described as a preponderance of the evidence, that their claims are true. This means they need to present enough evidence to convince the jury that there's a slightly greater than 50% chance that their version of events is correct. In criminal cases, the standard is much higher. Guilt must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard of proof in the legal system. This difference means someone can be found liable in civil court, meaning they are legally responsible for the harm they caused, even if not convicted criminally. The same set of facts can lead to different outcomes in civil and criminal court due to the different standards of proof. Hairston's case will be decided by a jury, a panel of citizens who will listen to the evidence and arguments presented by both sides. The jury will weigh the evidence based on the preponderance of evidence standard, meaning they must determine if it's more likely than not that Hairston caused the alleged harm. The jury will determine if Hairston is responsible for the alleged harm, considering all the evidence presented and the arguments made by both sides. And if so, what damages are appropriate to compensate Hendryx for the harm suffered. This could include medical expenses, lost wages, pain and suffering, and other related costs. The legal process will play out in civil court, following established rules and procedures designed to ensure a fair and impartial hearing. Unless new criminal evidence emerges that warrants investigation and potential charges, the distinction between civil and criminal proceedings shapes how the case is handled, from the initial investigation to the final verdict, and ultimately what's at stake for both parties involved. The consequences can be vastly different depending on whether the case is pursued in civil or criminal court. The Buffalo Bills and the NFL are now directly involved. Both organizations have policies for handling off-field allegations. The Bills have declined detailed comment, referring to previous statements about their vetting process. The team is monitoring the situation as the legal process unfolds. Attempts to reach Hairston's agent for comment were unsuccessful. The NFL has acknowledged the lawsuit and is gathering information. The league's personal conduct policy allows it to investigate and discipline players, even without criminal charges. The NFL could launch its own inquiry at any time. Both the team and league are in a holding pattern, awaiting further developments. Their future actions will depend on how the civil case progresses and what new information emerges. This case goes beyond two individuals. It's about how institutions handle serious allegations. It highlights ongoing debates about sexual assault, consent, and accountability in universities and professional sports. The University of Kentucky's response shows the complexities of campus investigations. The NFL's conduct policy is under scrutiny as the league must balance due process with public expectations. The case raises questions about the effectiveness of current systems in achieving justice. How the Bills and NFL respond will set a precedent for future cases. This story is about courage, institutional responsibility, and the public's role in discussing sensitive issues fairly. It's a reminder of the work needed to build safer, more just environments. As the case unfolds, it will remain a focal point for national conversations on these topics. As of July 3, 2025, the lawsuit against Maxwell Hairston is just beginning. Hendryx seeks justice through civil court. Hairston must defend himself both legally and publicly. The next phase is discovery, where evidence and testimony will be exchanged. The case could settle or proceed to trial, where a jury will weigh the facts. The public must remain neutral and let the legal process play out. This case highlights the challenges of seeking justice through multiple systems. Its outcome will test the legal system, the NFL, and our collective commitment to fairness.